Hello everyone and welcome back to another math video. Today we're going to be talking about how do you find the area of triangles. So similar to the problems that you see up on the screen here. Just a reminder, this is the normal version. If you'd like the speedrun version where we go through it pretty quickly, I will link that in the description below. Okay, your Ricasso Recap starts now. In 30 seconds or less, here's what you need to know before you start this lesson. Firstly, you should already know how to solve basic equations. So similar to the problem that you see up on the screen here. If you'd like a refresher on this type of problem, I will link a video in the description below. Please go watch that before you start this lesson. All right, new lesson starts now. Here we go. So it says, what is the area of the triangle? It gives you a couple numbers. So the formula for the area of a triangle is A for area is equal to 1/2 times the base times the height of the triangle. Okay? So B is for base, H is for height. Now this formula may look familiar if you know the formula for a rectangle. That would be base times height, or length times width. And you'll notice that these are very, very close. And in fact, they're related. Okay, triangle area and rectangle area are highly related. And if you're interested in seeing a video where they explain why they're related using some cool geometry, I will link that in the description below. That's from a different channel, but I would highly suggest you go watch that if you're interested. All right, so now we have our formula. How do we know what the base is? How do we know what the height is? Well, the easy way is to say look for the right angle. Okay, when you see this box here, this is your right angle. And these are actually the two numbers that you need to use. Okay, this dotted line here, this dashed line, the 2 is your height. So this is the H. And 4 is the base, your B. Okay. So now we just plug in. It's 1/2 times the base, which is 4, times the height, which is 2. When you multiply that all out, you get 4 square meters for the area of this triangle. So the base and the height are always connected by, you look for the right angle. This number is irrelevant to our calculations right now. All right, here's our cool clock for today, which means that it's time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try these two problems on your own. And when you're ready, you can unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Okay, now they've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. For the first problem, here is the work. You should have gotten 9 square feet. And for the second problem, here is the work. You should have gotten 300 square centimeters. Now for this problem, something a little different. Here they tell you the area, right? They say the area of the triangle is 1.2 square feet. And it says, what is the triangle's height? So here, let's look at our formula again. It's 1/2 times the base times the height. In this problem, we know the area is 1.2. Let's put that in. Equals 1/2 is always 1/2 times the base, which we do know here, that would be 3, times the height, which we don't know, so let's leave it as h. Okay? So we know where everything came from here. So now, this is an equation. So let's go ahead and multiply 1/2 times 3. So now we have 1.2 equals 1/2 times 3 is 1.5 times the h. And now we just divide by 1.5. We should know how to solve these equations. And after you do the division, you should get the height is equal to 0.8 feet. All right, time to practice. Go ahead and pause the video, try these two on your own. When you're ready, unpause and we'll check your answers. Okay, now that you've had time to work on these problems, let's check your solutions. Okay, for the first problem, here is the work. You should have gotten the height is equal to 6. And for the second problem, here is the work. You should have gotten the base is equal to 8. All right, that is it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.